What's up, everybody? So today's the day I am taking apart my Tacoma. I'm going to be putting the new headlights on my truck. So these are the originals, and I'll actually start up my truck, turn the lights on, cycle through so you see what they look like now, and then I'll do an after shot. All I know is I have to take this whole front bumper off, then I have to pop off the lower bumper, then I have to take this whole side either off or hanging. Then I have to pop out the stuff in my wheel well, and then there are 10mm bolts for everything, and under there, and there, and then there's these little like push pin things. I have a little pry bar over there in the toolbox. You can just pop it up. They're the plastic ones because I don't want to scratch any of my paint. When you are taking apart the truck, mine's a 2020 Tacoma SR5. There is a harness or a wire right here. Make sure you unplug that. All it is it connects right here, and it's for the sensor. So I'm using my father's motorcycle. What's up, everybody? So today's the day. I am currently taking apart my truck. I'm sitting inside the truck right now so I can just record and everything. It is a little bit chilly outside. I am going to be taking apart my whole front end of my truck. I'm going to be taking my lights off and putting my new lights on, and I will show you how to wire everything up. Like, I have a couple of the wires here, and then the rest is out there. I just got back from the store because I picked up a couple screws so I can be able to mount some stuff to my truck. I just went to a hardware store, and I got self-tapping screws that won't rust. So my idea was to mount, for example, this, which is a power converter. Mount this. Everything has to be near each other on the inside of the truck because the wires aren't that long. So like, I can't be on this side of the truck and stretch all the way to the other side. It won't reach. So like, everything's gonna be around near each other. The instructions, I'll show you the instructions after, but it says in the instructions that use this, which is somewhere right here, this gold piece. This is a resistor, and what you're supposed to do is you tap into right here. You just put the line through there and you crush it, and it taps into the wires of your wiring harness from your truck harness, not anything new. Just so it, because when I'm switching from I'm switching from normal bulbs to LEDs. So this, what it does is it slows down. It's called hyper flashing. So like, instead of it going or, because it is for the turn signal, I have sequential. So what that means, it starts here and it lights up here, and then it goes all the way around, and then it stops. As it's going around, it dims all this, so only part of it flashes. But hyper flashing is, it just goes flash, 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 and it doesn't go one complete loop. It just goes part way and then stop and then redo it. It's because it's getting too much power, and it's just taking the power, just running it up, and then stop. Taking the power, run, stop. This slows it down a little bit. I don't know anything really about this. My dad said he looked up a video, and he said that these get to like 200 degrees or something, which I don't know if that's true or not, or if that was just someone used it for a wrong thing. But don't mount this to anything plastic or anything near wires in case it does get hot. You don't want to ruin anything and have to spend even more money to fix it. I did reach out to the company because I asked them what wires to wire tap into, because what they said in the instructions was like two colors, but my wiring for both lights are completely different color. Like, for my left headlight, it's like blue, green, and yellow, and then my right headlight is like pink, black, and white. So they're all different colors. So I told them of that. They emailed me back, and they told me to tap into certain wires for the left one, certain wires for the right one. And when you're using this, I also asked them if there's a certain way. They said there is no way, like a certain way or in particular way to like connect the wire. You just put any one through there, and you just crush it together with pliers, you don't want to break it, you just want to clip it and so it's closed all the way. It doesn't matter if you do the black on top, blue on bottom, or blue on top, black on bottom. So right now I have you magnetized to the top of my truck, right there. I have these gloves on. I'm gonna go grab some tools and I'll get back to you guys. What you're gonna need is a 10mm socket for every bolt on here is 10mm. And then you're gonna need a pry bar or a flathead to pop up these push pins. And I'll show you guys how to do that once I grab those tools. When I mean pry bar, I mean one of the plastic ones, just so you don't damage the actual metal. So I need that, and I'm gonna need this. Alright, so I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for this. I was trying to pop out the pins that are down on there. I accidentally broke one of them, wherever it is. This one right there, just the little top part. All right, so first thing you're going to want to do is you are going to want to take out all the push pins. And how to do that is, see this push pin right here? You don't need to take this out. I'm just using it as an example. So you see this outer ring? I was doing at first just going like this and prying out from in that way, but you can break the actual push pin. So if you go in, the center piece pops up first, like that. So the center pops up, and then you can actually pop up the other piece, but I don't need to take that off. But it's easy. It's also easier to use one of these things. Like for example, you're gonna need to take this one out right here. So pop under, you saw that? Popped up, and then you can just pop the actual piece out, like so. So this piece is pushed down, you just pop that up, and then you're able to take them out easily. There's one on this side, one on this side. There's one here, and one here that you want to pop out. Let's do that real quick, like so. Pop that out. Make sure you put them somewhere you're not going to lose it. Because I've taken this truck apart twice, once yesterday, but I didn't have the proper stuff, so I had to put it all back together. Yeah, so make sure you put them all in the safe spot, because I ended up with 2 extra pieces. Don't ask me how. Yeah, so you're going to take that one out, this one out, and then these 10mm screws right here. And then you're going to want to disconnect, if your car or truck, whatever you're doing this to, this is a Toyota Tacoma SR5 to 2020. I have the sensor. Here. For cruise control and everything, most cars have it. This emblem right here is my sensor. And you're going to want to make sure you disconnect that wire, or you can disconnect from all the way down right here, but that one's difficult. This one's easier. Make sure you disconnect that, because when you go to pop this off, you don't want to potentially break or rip out any of those wires that are in there. So what I found is easy. Just push the sides in and just push it down, and it popped out of that little plastic piece right there. You don't need to crush it, like you just need to lightly just hold it, so you push that little blip in. And then I also did this one up here, just because it's a little bit easier. See, now both of them are disconnected from the actual holder. And then you're just going to want to disconnect it from the actual wiring, which I'll show you guys. Right on the back side, right here where my thumb is, you just push that. So you're going to push these together, push that lever, and then pull apart, and it should come out easily. And then right here, that white piece, it's like a little nipple. When you go to pop this off, it's not going to come off easily, because you have to push that up, and because it overhangs it a little bit, so you can pop it back in. Make sure you do it for both sides, like so. And then I believe that's it, that's holding this on. Yep, so then you're just going to want to grab from the bottom, because on the bottom there's clips, and you just pull it straight out. Like so. So right here, I don't know if the camera's picking up, there's clips all the way around, and they clip into all those spots down there. Now what you're gonna want to do, I forgot to put these pieces back in. right here. These pieces, they're like shields. I'll show you where they go in the truck. I too have a video of me taking them out. I just don't have them in this one. So those shields that I just showed you, they have little kind of like clips like this. They pop in here and they go straight down all the way on both sides. I just forgot to put them back in yesterday, and they weren't, I was gonna have them out for a day, so I left them out. But you're gonna need to take those out. There is one of these push pins right in the center. It holds right onto this piece. You're gonna pop that pin out, and then you're gonna kind of gotta wiggle it a little bit because the bottom overhangs in here, so you can't really lean it this way, so you have to like rotate it like this, and then you can pull straight out. You're gonna need to take that out because in order for you to take your light off, Toyota decided to put a 10mm bolt right here on the side, and I see a bunch of people changing their lights, and they don't take this out, so they actually break the frame or the harness and the clip that's right here. They break that, so they have to buy a whole new one. So what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to pop this whole flare off, but in the inside there's like little tabs like I just showed you for my bumper. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. If you see right where the center of the light is, that red part right there, and then there's one down there, and then there's one a little bit further up. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. There's three of them there. So yeah, so you have to grab, there's one right here, one down here, one up here, and then up here there's a blue push pin, or not push pin, it's like a little pop socket type thing where you just pop this whole piece off. And you're also gonna have to take these screws off to be able to get this fairing, the flare off. 10mm. This one right here gave me a hard time yesterday because I thought it was a screw because it's flathead. It's not. It's one of those push-in pins. So you can turn it if you want, but it's easy just to use pry it out. You're gonna have to separate this metal red part from the actual back. And then what I did up here, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up, right here where my finger is, there's a little screw which is a 10mm as well, and I unscrewed that because instead of having a tiny bit of play right here, I had all the way up to here, so it was a little bit easier for me. But you're gonna have to do it for that side, and the same exact stuff is on this side as well, so you have to do it twice. Once that's done, then you're able to unscrew these two 10mm. This is a little snap-in clip. You don't pull out towards you. Once you get this screw out, and then the screw down on this side right here out, you take the light and you turn it this way. You want to pull it this way because it slides in there. So it's like it slides in like that when you go put it on. When you go to take it off, you have to also go this way to slide that off on both sides. You can, if you want, pull straight out, but you possibly risk scratching any of the paint that's out here, up here, if you're putting new lens in, and potentially breaking this harness part. You have to take this shield off so you can be able to reach your hand down there to push them. It's literally, it looks like this, only one side though. So you're gonna find the side that sticks out, push that in, and you just lightly push it out, and then the flare will pop out a little bit. I find what's easy is if you push it, you're inside right here, pushing those, have your other hand out here going like this just to hold it up so it doesn't want to re-pop back in. I'm only going to show you guys it once because you got to do it on one side, and the same exact stuff is going to be on the other side. So you're going to want to stick your hand inside here. You find the little push pin thing. There's one. There's two. And there's three. I believe we got all three. Yeah. I lied. Like I said, you have to unscrew the wheel first. Okay. So right here, on the back side where my finger is, you just push that in and push out. There's one here, one down there, one up here, You guys see that blue spot right there? Right there. Now, see, this is how much play you have. And I kind of feel sketched out with doing that. So I'm also going to take out the screw right here. So this whole part right here is able to move. Alright, so once you unscrew the bolt that's right here, don't play with it, but it pops down a little bit like that. And then you're going to want to, it's easier if you use two hands, but you're going to pop out this one right here as well. I took out the wrong screw. I took out this one. There's one down here. So I actually did an extra one. So this whole fender, whole flare should be pretty loose. Alright, so now we have a lot more play. So I just popped that out, and now I'm just gonna pop the pin that's up here as well. When you pop it, you heard that noise in the background? When you pop it, it's gonna sound like you're breaking something, but don't. That's the only way you can pop these out. Like right here, popped it out. So now this piece is loose. So now what you're gonna wanna do, this part is gonna really not really concern you, but it's gonna make you feel like you're gonna break something, because what you just did was loosen all the bolts all the way around. Also, just so you guys know, one of these push pins, I found where the other two went. They go right inside here under the light, so make sure you take those ones out as well. Now nothing is holding this front bumper on right now. It's just kind of hanging. Well, there's some screws on the bottom, but you don't really need to do anything with that. What you're gonna want to do is put your hand back through here, and you're gonna push on this wall right here. The reason is, right inside this crack and right here, there's like clips that hold the bumper on. So you're just gonna want to push, and you're gonna have to push kind of hard. It's gonna sound like you broke something. It's gonna make like a loud popping noise. If you've never taken a car apart, it's gonna actually scare you at first, but it's totally fine. You're just gonna pop this off. You don't need to push all the way out. You just need to push this out a little bit, so the front bumper right here goes over the mount and hangs, because there's a 10mm bolt here and on that side. Once those two are exposed, you take those screws out. I left them in hanging, but unscrew them so they're not screwed in. And then once that's done, everything else is done on the truck. You just need to unscrew this 10, and then you'll be able to pop the light out. But you're gonna have to go inwards like this and disconnect the wires when you have it hanging out like right here. I was sitting here for a little bit trying to push it out. I just found out why it wasn't coming out easily. One, there's this little, you know, when you popped out that push pin, you're gonna have to flip this piece up a little bit, like so you can be able to pop out that bumper. And right on top, you know, the nipple part that I showed you with the front grille, there's another one right here at the tip of this pry bar, right inside there. So you have to go in here and pop it out just like that. So now it's sticking out a little bit. And now I just need to take that bottom one out, then I can pop this bumper off. Oh, there we go. You heard that pop? So I just popped it off right here. Oh, it's still on the top holding.